Hi, Ink Teacher here with another tutorial on how to draw the human figure from memory and imagination. Today I'd like to go ahead and start talking about the beginning stages of drawing arms and legs. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about proportion a little bit, and when you're drawing proportion, it's easiest to work out proportion if you're looking at the figure eye level, when you're eye level to the figure, and as opposed to, from above or from below. And when the figure is just standing straight, basically when there's no foreshortening. And because that's when the proportions can actually be measured. But once any of the body parts move, all those measurements are going to change. And because of that, the idea I keep in mind is, now, if you're driving a car, do you stop and measure the distance between the wheels and the side of the road all the time as you're driving along? No, that would be impractical. And there are a lot of times when determining measurements on the fly without a ruler is, the only way the best way to solve problems. And you can become very meticulous about measuring proportions, and if you want to do that, all the power to you. That's great. For me, my main interest is content, and for that reason I just try to develop a better sense for proportion as I go along. So when we talk about proportions, for one thing, you're going to hear different things all the time. Some people will say that figures need to be 8 heads tall, some, a little over 7.5. It changes all the time. And another thing is that there is no human that is proportional. Everyone is a variation, and no one has come up with the complete accurate, general proportions, because you get all different shapes and sizes. With that in mind, let's go ahead now. One kind of standard of proportion that I've heard about is like, okay, so here's the head height. Now the head height is used for determining proportions all the time. So we can go ahead and we can count this down. I might move this up a little bit. Okay, so there's one. I hope my tutorials are useful to you. I post them to get the word out about a story I'm working on at solomation.com. I post free episodes of my illustrated story, so if you have a few minutes, please check it out. Thank you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be off the page a little bit. So basically 8. And I'm going to go ahead and just to keep this on the page, I'm going to go ahead and move this up here. So we'll make the head. We're going to start the head here, and then we're going to go ahead. I think this is dividing it in half. When I divide things in half, the easy way I do it is like here are the 2 lines that I want to divide in half. So I go ahead and do it where I think it's going to be, and I use the compass here and I measure from here to here, and then I take it to the top, and then you see that it's gone over. So I divide this little segment in half, and that's the accurate half right there. So that's how you get a quick divide in half. And I can bring the legs down. Here are the feet here, and here are the hips here, chest, barrel, head. And so let me go ahead and now I'm trying to make this figure just straight on for proportional reasons. Okay, and we think, okay, the shoulders are gonna, this Shoulder is going to be about here. We want to have the shoulders in just a relaxed position. This person is not waving or, you know, about to climb a ladder or anything, so the shoulders are pretty much in a relaxed position. Here's the collarbone reaching out here, and we have the anchor point set up here.